Welcome to the Awesome Shit Ninja podcast, Pajamas and Katanas, with your host, West and the Captain. Special guest, the Sultan.
I love it.
Episode 1.
That's
Awesome.
episode 1, season 1.
So I am the captain. I'm here with West
That would be me.
and the Sultan.
Hey, I'm the Sultan.
Are you the Sultan?
Oh, yes.
You know, can we start off by saying I'm the only person without a pretentious nickname on this podcast?
Well, I had
West. I'm just a directional. That's pretty much it. We've got a captain and a Sultan.
I had to earn my nickname just like everyone else did.
How does one earn a Sultan nickname?
Well, I was playing bocce ball in the backyard one day. And,
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah.
You're a Sultan because you play bocce.
Yes. And I wear capes.
Yeah, I see.
Oh, well, the capes. Okay,
Oh,
capes.
there you go.
That's it.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
I got mine from a drunken college party.
fair enough.
So I was wearing captain's hat and just happened to be pretty drunk and destructive that night, and everyone just called me the captain from that point on.
Fair enough.
There you go.
And they call me West because I have multiple personalities, and that's what one of them is called.
So is there like east, south?
No.
North?
Actually, no. West is short for Colin West. I actually am a manager for a couple of independent wrestling organizations in the North Jersey area. So that's where the West comes from. I know.
And
seriously.
there you have it.
I know.
Now,
that
if West
you've
could
all-
talk closer into the mic so everyone can hear him, that'd be great.
No, well, I mean, you know, let's not be twattish, okay? Can we not be twattish about this? Anyways, welcome to Pajamas and Katanas. It's the official AwesomeShit.Ninja podcast. If you've made it through the first 90 seconds of shitty banter, congratulations! Now you get a show.
Woo!
Cool. Today on the show, we're going to be doing a review of AwesomeShit.Ninja's trip to ComiCon. We're going to be playing the zombie survival game, and we're going to be giving you our awesome shit of the week. But right now, if you don't know what we are, stop being lame, dude. AwesomeShit.Ninja. That's right. .ninja is a web address, and we have it, and you don't. Also, you should follow us at AS Ninja Reviews, at AS Ninja Reviews on Twitter, and look for Awesome Shit Ninja on Facebook. We are all over the place. Speaking of being all over the place, Sultan, you and our boy LJ went to New York Comic-Con a couple of weeks ago. Cool.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, we went on Saturday. It was really fun. This was both our first times, me and LJ.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
LJ's first time at Comic-Con.
Oh, yeah. He was like a kid in a candy store.
Cool.
Except candy store was a lot of half-naked women and
Well, some people would call
That's
that
what
candy.
Comic-Con's about.
eye
Yeah.
candy
That's it.
Absolutely.
and
That's the
comics. He was
American and
But
Japanese dream. More. That's the Japanese dream.
Yeah.
That's the Japanese dream.
Based on what you were talking about off air before we came on the air, though, apparently some of those half-naked women had beards and
Oh,
Adam's
yeah.
apples. which
Oh,
was
yeah,
fun.
yeah. Apparently, this one guy, woman, I don't know how to be politically correct about it.
There's no way to be politically correct about it. You just
Okay,
start
so
throwing
this
things out.
we'll just say this person
Yes.
had a Velma Dinkley costume. It was running around.
Now, to be fair, Captain, did you know that Velma from Scooby-Doo had a last name? Because I had no idea.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I was busy having sex with adult humans.
They all have
Really?
last names. Scooby's last name
Is Doo.
No, is Schubert.
Scooby-Doo Schubert?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
And-
Same as Shaggy, because Scooby is Shaggy's dog, so they both carry the Schubert last name.
Shaggy Schubert?
If you were to have watched Mystery Incorporated, the latest of the Scooby-Doo,
which is really
series,
fantastic.
which is probably the best Scooby-Doo series of all time, aside from the very original.
Huh.
You would know that, but you're lame, so you don't.
Yes, I'm lame for being 31 years old and not watching Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated.
Scooby-Doo is for anyone, and you should be feeling ashamed of yourself.
That's right. What does Vladimir Putin do when he's not wrestling bears and fucking up shit in Ukraine? He is watching Scooby-Doo, obviously.
You think so?
I think so.
We need to get Putin on the show.
Why do you think his traps suck? He's studying all the villains on Scooby-Doo, and that's why he keeps getting caught.
I don't think that... and I would have gotten Ukraine, too, if it wasn't for you meddling kids. Holy shit. So, speaking of LJ, who was the Sultan's partner in crime for AwesomeShit.Ninja.
Who is supposed to be here also today.
At New York Comic-Con. We're bringing him up because LJ, let's say we could say he works for us. Could we say that kind of in like an intern capacity?
Yeah, in like an intern sort of, I don't get paid but get bitched at and get told to do stuff sort of way.
Yeah, speaking of which, LJ, if you're listening, this is coming up about a week late, but I am fresh out of coffee, and the captain could use a cocktail. So LJ works for us, but how do I say this delicately? Doesn't know the name of our fucking website. He's walking around Comic-Con saying, hey, everybody, check out Awesome Shit Ninja at awesomeninja.shitcom and shittycom.ninjanet, awesome.biz.
Yeah,
Yeah, the whole day I was hounding him. I said, oh, LJ, remember, the name of the site is AwesomeShit.Ninja.
He's like, yeah, man,
And
I'm
he's
not
like-
a fucking moron. Of
He's
course
like,
I
yeah,
know.
of course, that's what it is. That's what it is. I was like, all right, repeat it after me. I was like, no, man, it is cool. I was like, no, repeat it after me.
Is that your LJ impressions? No, man.
No, man.
No, man. It is. LJ served in this country's military.
that's right.
But to be fair, that was a long fucking time ago. What? Did I just get a lot of veterans mad at me?
Yeah,
I feel like they've all
Yeah,
clicked out of the
probably.
podcast.
Probably.
But there were a couple of the guys who write for ASN who were there. I know Sultan was there, wrote a very, very cool review. If you like fighter video
Fighting
games,
games.
if you like video games at all, and you haven't played Skullgirls or Skullgirls Encore, check out the Sultan's review of Skullgirls Encore, which is harder to say than I thought. On AwesomeShit.Ninja, very cool review.
And if you don't even play video games, but you just like seeing scantily clad
Like cartoons.
like cartoon women
Cartoons.
Yeah.
or Japanese, I would watch that.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually,
Play the game.
fun fact, they're trying to have a arcade cabinet ported to Japan, believe it or not. I think that's going to be coming out next year.
Really?
Yeah, sometime
Now, are
soon.
they worried about the amount of semen that will be?
I was going to say this,
Oh,
this
this
is going to be
arcade
the
cabinet?
cabinet
They
will
probably-
strictly be for masturbatory purposes. That's all.
You got your lotion. You got your
You got your Kleenex.
you got your Kleenex.
This
Some
week,
hand sanitizer,
this week
that's
in
it.
Japan is jerk off arcade cabinets. To
Bring your own
replace,
socks.
apparently, this is a side note about Japan. We're just not going to ever segue smoothly on this show.
No.
We have a script. We might as well rip it up now. They just banned in Japan the sale of used panties out of vending machines. I don't know if you heard this.
I did not
Oh,
hear
man.
Because not because it was a shame thing, because apparently in Japan you are not supposed to do things that are shameful, but it's also shameful to point out shameful practices. So people just ended up pretending that these used panty vending machines didn't exist. But the reason that they're now outlawed is because every vending machine would have pairs of used panties with pictures of the girl who had used them prior to putting them in the vending machine, but there was no way to verify if that was the girl who had worn the panties or if they had just been on a man for a week or a dog or something.
Or the
So
ugliest bitch you ever did see.
that is the reason why used panties are not allowed in Subway vending machines anymore, is the lack of verification.
The more you know.
Awesome Shit Ninja! Go!
You two talk about your level of expertise with zombies. I'm going to set up our zombie survival game while I get the captain as Johnny.
Yeah,
So let's do this.
Let me preface this by saying I come from the standpoint where I'm experienced with using many different weapons, as I make many different weapons, mainly knives and swords and bladed weapons, and am very familiar with pistols and rifles and shotguns.
Yeah.
As where the Sultan's familiar with shotguns and
I wiped the floor with him.
and general
Wow.
knowledge.
Right. So
Um,
what's going to happen here is I have the zombie survival quiz off of funtrivia.com. It was written by a guy, the username Pilot Steve, and the only reason that it's any good is because it's based on the zombie survival guide written by Max Brooks, the New York Times bestseller.
Right.
Also wrote World War Z. So this guy has written, Max Brooks wrote the Zombie Survival Guide. I have 15 questions, which is way too fucking long, but we'll do a bunch of them. And you guys are going to answer multiple choice. And whoever, in honor of Halloween 2014, whoever answers the most questions correctly is the ultimate zombie survivalist, and the other one is getting their brain eaten.
Do I get a beer?
Do you get a beer if you get a beer if you win?
I want like a keg.
Really?
Yes.
Get the fuck out.
What kind of budget do you think we
right
fucking
now.
have? Seriously.
Get the fuck out of the
Seriously.
studio.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
No, yeah. So let's do the quiz. We'll go through
do
it, and then we'll actually talk about some of our different views on if there was a zombie apocalypse, what's out there that people think would be cool. Let's touch on The Walking Dead a little bit.
Absolutely.
And talk about how some of it's bullshit, some of it's good stuff, and just get some myths together. You know, especially our show is called Pajamas and Katanas. Definitely worth looking into the katana as being this magical weapon that's been adorned with unicorn piss and Sasquatch shit and all that other crap. So we will get into that after the quiz as well.
Absolutely.
So,
let's start with the let's start with an easy, quote unquote, easy multiple choice question. According to Max Brooks's Zombie Survival Guide, which of these will zombies target and eat? Will they target and eat humans only warm-blooded mammals, or anything living? Captain.
I would say warm-blooded animals. Anything warm-blooded.
Yeah, warm-blooded.
All right. Well, the correct answer, if you can believe it, humans only. Zombies are only attracted to living human beings. They will ignore one another, animals, and corpses. The virus that infects them is only viable in human beings and cannot be passed to other species in the animal kingdom. So now, this is not the be-all, end-all, but according to the... According to the Zombie Survival Guide, there are no such things as zombie animals.
Yeah, tell that to Resident Evil. They got zombie dogs.
Yeah,
Different universe.
I played Resident Evil for ages,
Yeah.
and I've never...
I never heard that.
Yeah, no.
Just humans.
Zombie
No.
animals are...
Okay.
They're crazy, man.
All right. So let's skip ahead here. We don't have any correct answers yet, but that's just according to the Zombie Survival
Why
Guide.
don't you shut your mouth and ask us the next question so we can answer correctly?
All right. Here we go. Question. According to Zombie Survival Guide, which of the following are zombies not capable of doing? Which of these can zombies not do?
Have sex.
That's not on here. Although the rigor mortis would be outstanding. All right. Can zombies...
The new Viagra.
Which can zombies not do? A, walk underwater. B, climb ladders. Or C, walk upstairs. Let's go with Sultan first on this one.
I don't know.
One of the three zombies cannot do. Walk underwater, climb ladders, or climb stairs.
It's pretty damn hard to walk underwater to begin with.
Okay.
So I'd probably say walk underwater.
All right. Captain.
Let me preface this by saying if they have motor function skills in general,
Right.
they can climb up ladders and walk upstairs. But it is, unless you're like weighted and you have mechanical joints and all that shit, it's physically impossible to walk underwater. So if Max Brooks doesn't say that, he's full of shit.
Well,
Can I say swimming? They can't swim.
They can't swim.
the correct answer, according to Max Brooks, is climbing ladders.
See, I'm calling bullshit.
No,
Zombies.
bullshit,
Now, this is Max
bullshit.
Brooks' reasoning here. Zombies possess absolutely zero intelligence and cannot figure out how to climb a ladder. Zombies require no oxygen to live, so they can amble about underwater, tirelessly searching for human prey. All right. That's what they say. I don't know if you
But
buy
see,
this shit.
if zombies don't have any intelligence, how are they climbing upstairs? How are they knowing how to rip for people? How are they knowing what to grab? It's not just they're not a fucking mitochondria.
Tell that to
Thanks, 8th grade
George
science
Romero.
class.
George Romero, the guy who basically invented zombies.
Right.
Right.
In I think it was Day of the Dead. They had what's his name? I can't
Robert Downey Jr.
remember. He looked like him.
Right? He's been in fucking everything.
The guy. It was basically the mad scientist taught the guy the zombie how to do all these things he totally forgot in his past life. So I'm calling bullshit on that.
All right. All right, here we go. This is a good question. According to the Zombie Survival Guide by Max Brooks, which apparently I'm the only person on this panel who thinks has any kind of validity, is good. What is the best? Here's one for you. What is the best possible firearm you could choose to defend yourself with?
Oh, this is going to be good.
Is it A, a 12-gauge shotgun, B, a Desert Eagle 50 or Smith & Wesson 357 Magnum hand cannon of a pistol, or C, a 22 caliber rifle or pistol?
Go with B on that one.
Yeah, I would go with. That's tough. I would say it would be a toss-up between the 12 gauge and the 22 because 22 is readily available, as is the 12 gauge. The problem with 12 gauge is there are different loads. If you don't have the right load in there, it's not going to do anything. You need at least buckshot or slug to do any damage.
So if you were to pick between 12 gauge and the 22, what would you go with ultimately?
I would pick the 22 because I'm an experienced shooter. For anyone inexperienced, it would be a 12 gauge hands down.
All right. Well, with a tiny bullet that flies over 1,300 feet per second and in most cases is very readily capable of piercing the forehead of a zombie and damaging the brain, Max Brooks prefers the super high-velocity bullet of a 22. So that is a point for the captain. Point for the captain. All right.
Well played, well played.
Fantastic. All right, so according to the Zombie Survival Guide, if you had to engage in hand-to-hand combat with a zombie, if you couldn't get to your 22, according to that Zombie Survival Guide, what's the best possible hand-to-hand weapon you could possibly use to defend yourself against a zombie? Would it be A, a chainsaw, as we've seen a million times, B, a samurai sword, or C, a trench spike?
That's a pretty diverse group of weapons. All right, let's start with the basics. Chainsaw, I think for both of us is right out. Not
because
only,
it needs gas, it has a lot of wear.
It's heavy. You have to take care of it. It's a two-stroke, so you need oil for it.
Very hard to even just hold sometimes, especially if you're weak during this
because
apocalypse.
when we're thinking about zombie apocalypse, the first thing that we need to deal with is common sense.
Right.
Absolutely.
So
we're saying the chainsaw's out.
Chainsaw is definitely out. I would say the right weapon to use would be neither of the two, because for someone inexperienced with any bladed weapon, the chances are if you're using a katana or any sort of weapon with a spike on it or something like that, you're going to end up hurting yourself with it before you hurt a zombie with it. So I would say if you have swung a baseball bat in your life, the best bet would be use a baseball bat or use a machete, because machetes are shorter, they're wider, they take more tear and wear. You don't have to be an expert with it. A baseball bat's pretty much swing the fucking bat at a zombie's head. So I would say none of those would be the correct answer.
All right. Max Brooks says a trench spike, but
that's full of shit. Because
all right. Max Brooks, New York Times best-selling zombie. Maybe have you ever considered?
And the captain,
we think
4
alike.
points.
No.
Max Brooks 0.
0.
Now here's a question then. I'm going to throw this on the ground. I'm pretty done with it. Do you think that Max Brooks is conning the world into bad zombie apocalypse advice so he can be a sole survivor? Or he can wait until post-zombie apocalypse to sell the real information like you're giving out for free to the highest bidder? Because I feel like you two, especially, I've known the captain for years, and there is not a better zombie survivalist in the Northeast United States than the captain. So the fact that your answers are so different from Max Brooks, are we calling just shenanigans on this guy, or what's going on?
I will leave it at his father is a Hollywood producer and director and actor. And every film he's directed and produced, he's had somewhat of a major role, if not like the either main protagonist or antagonist.
Fagalists?
Yeah.
I love that movie.
I'll leave it at that.
I grew up on Men in Tights.
So let's just say that Max Brooks is writing it probably from standpoint of not actually knowing shit about shit and just being more about what people can think, make himself an expert on it, talk to any weapons expert, survivalist, anything like that. You're not going to have these different scenarios that he's talking about. You're not going to have these different weapons available. Where the fuck are you going to get a trend spike from?
World War II,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
World War II.
So next time you break into the fucking Smithsonian, why not? Why
grab a
not
trench
steal
spike.
a tank too?
Yeah, get a trench spike. Oh, he also says that a tank is not preferable to driving around to avoid zombies. You should just ride a 10-speed bicycle.
Yeah. Can we talk about that for a second? How come in every zombie film ever made, bicycles suddenly disappear?
Right.
Walking Dead. They're walking horses. They're driving motorcycles and different things. They've got RVs. They've got gas-efficient cars. What the fuck happened to the good old-fashioned bicycle where
Bicycles,
you can readily find other bicycles around?
Because bicycles are not a panty dropper.
The
Bicycles don't make the ladies excited.
maybe the zombies.
You see
ate
the guys on The Walking Dead and Reedus and all them driving around just like with little, on their huffies with little bells. Like, ching, 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 ching. Nobody's throwing their panties on stage for that. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you haven't seen Arnold ride a bicycle with an M16 in his hand.
Fair.
There you go.
Fair. I don't. Well, see, the thing with Arnold is I don't think that
He makes everything, man.
Arnold's a panty dropper, whether they want to drop their panties or not. They don't really have a choice.
Exactly.
Don't sue me, Arnold. Anyway. Oh, my God. Anyway, getting into the rest of the show, we should say that terrible segue, by the way. I feel bad, Jarrett. Sorry. Kunzdesign.com, Kunze design.com. Proud provider of the AwesomeShit.Ninja logo, the ninja head, the ninja shooting stars out of his ass. Thank you, Jarrett, at Kunz Design, Kunze design.com.
Let's talk for a minute about weapons and zombies.
Yes.
Real quick.
Okay.
So, West, off the top of your head, zombie apocalypse,
Sure.
what would be your outfit of choice
Sure.
and what would be your weapon of choice?
Assless chaps and a bag of
take-
Dole bananas.
Take the gay out of the equation.
I was just, I figured I was going to get eaten alive, so I would just enjoy the last 6 hours.
It's not that
No?
kind of eating.
Oh God.
All right, let's see. I think you would need to, you need something, I think people would over-armor themselves when speed is really going to be part of the equation because, zombies are not going to be fast. You can outmaneuver them, but if you're throwing on, for lack of a better word, some kind of fucking chainmail, you're just dead. You're dead. So I think you need some kind of movable, breathable, maybe a flak jacket. I think a flak jacket might be necessary.
Sultan, your opinion.
Something light.
Yeah.
Something light, durable.
Maybe like an Ahmadinejad members only windbreaker. So, no, I'm with you. I think you got to wear like a flak jacket or maybe some Kevlar, something.
I mean, you're probably going to be starving, tired. You're not going to have the energy or even spare any expense.
Light sledgehammer? Would you go with a light sledgehammer?
I wouldn't pick any hammer.
Really?
Yeah, I would
Okay.
keep a hammer in your backpack
Sure.
just to fix shit every now and then, but that would be it.
Now, your understanding of zombies.
Right.
If I have a cut, say, on my arm, just a cut, random cut, and a zombie bleeds on me and zombie blood gets in the cut, am I infected?
See, the only way that people seem to be infected by the zombies,
Or is it a
by
saliva?
bites, so it must be a
Yeah.
saliva thing.
Okay. Okay,
So
that-
realistically,
I would say that I'm a little bit, while I don't want to get into hand-to-hand close quarters combat, if I've got something that extends my reach that's lightweight, I don't need to be that far away. I don't need a heavy sledge necessarily then.
Right.
If I'm not worried about zombie blood getting on me. If it's just a saliva thing, I don't know. Maybe like a pike staff?
Like a hatchet, maybe?
Nah.
No, that would get
that's a little
stuck.
close.
That would
Yeah.
get
Close.
too
You can't
close.
rip that out. Because I'm not trying to kill zombies. I'm trying to avoid or evade zombies.
See, but now this is what you have to take into account.
Right.
This is post-apocalypse,
Sure.
so there's no doctors, there's nothing like that. You're gonna need medicine because now it's when you look back at like the Renaissance and Middle Ages.
I like how you
Dark
say that.
Ages,
The Renaissance.
The Renaissance.
With a Z.
They're
Zombie Renaissance.
we're talking about zombies. So when you go back to that, a fever was sometimes fatal. You had all these diseases. So antibiotics, things like Tylenol, little things like that, where we take for granted, it's going to be a major commodity. Bandages, any sort of sterilizing fluid, booze.
Lots of booze.
Lots of booze, just to get drunk. And
But why is all the rum
every
gone?
now and then? Yeah, so you're going to need that. So to get that, you're going to have to break into houses.
Sure.
You're going to have to break into supermarkets.
I feel like this is
pharmacies,
leading somewhere to your choice.
which there will probably be some sort of Walking Dead in there. So you're going to be confronted with close quarters where any long weapon is not going to work.
Okay.
So you're going to have to be prepared for that. You're also going to have to be prepared for pitch black because there's not going to be any light. So you're not going to be able to see what's around you at all times. So first thing you should do really is get some sort of clothing that's going to protect you from bites and things like that. So any tight-fitting leather, not like a loose leather where if they bite it, it'll potentially break the skin. The tighter the leather, the closer it is to your skin. It's basically like an exoskeleton on your skin. You have something loose, you can pinch yourself. If
You
it's
just told
tight-
me to take the gay out of it. Now you're telling me to wear body-fitting head-to-toe
Is this-
leather.
Is this
I'm
like
not telling you we're assless chaps.
I'm going to go get the Michelle Pfeiffer Batman Returns costume,
Oh,
and I'm going
God.
to wear that bad boy around.
I'm having bad flashbacks. Did anyone ever watch that video online of the gay zombies? I think it was on Break a few
No.
years ago. Oh God, it's terrible. Watch it, please,
Okay.
so I
So-
don't feel alone.
Now, getting back to your comment about the chainmail.
Right.
Actually, chainmail is not that heavy as long as you wear a belt around it. The
Huh.
weight's even. It's not going to slow you down. Same thing with plate armor. When you hear all these historians, so-called historians on the BBC talking about how, oh, the armor was 40 pounds, the armor was 100 pounds, and was so heavy and clumsy to move in. No, because this armor is fucking fitted for you. It's like when you get a fitted suit. If you get a suit that's not fitted, it's fucking hanging you, and you look like
But that's
Don John down the fucking road in Lodi, New Jersey.
but
When you're
this is what we're trying to
Yeah.
say
When
is
you're
that
wearing
it's
a
not
fitted
fitted
suit.
to you. That's the thing.
Side
Right.
note, you did just hear the
but
panelists.
you can create your own.
You did just hear the panelists at AwesomeShit.Ninja historically correct the BBC. that is what's just occurred here.
Yeah, because they're trying on generic armor. Back then they had armor that fit. The nice thing about today is we have the accessories where we're not worried about arrows and swords and warhammers and pikes from other soldiers. I mean, there will be the risk of running into other people and having confrontation with that. But that's gonna be more like a gang shootout in like Camden or Compton or something like that.
Zombie gang shootout in
Zombie
Camden.
gang shootouts. So, but as far as zombies, you don't need to go crazy with anything. Every house has carpet. If you roll the carpet, slice it up, punch a couple holes in, take shoelaces and tie it up, you've just created a carpet armor that's fitted towards you. The whole thing together will probably end up weighing an extra 30 to 60 pounds when it's around you. But because you're fitting it to yourself and it's going to be tight fitting, you're not going to notice the difference in the weight. Unless you decide to go for some in the ocean with fucking carpet on you, and then you're just a dumbass.
But zombies can't swim.
Zombies can't swim.
So swimming would be advantageous to an extent.
Find a boat and live in the sea.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Ooh.
Also,
Why has nobody made a cruise ship zombie movie yet?
they kind of did with the new Resident Evil.
Or is that what
I stopped after 3.
what was the movie where Cuba Gooding Jr. pretended to be gay to get on the cruise?
Oh God,
yeah.
that
What's
would have
the
been
name
way
of the movie?
funnier if it had
Yeah.
zombies in it.
Or if he was like bitten by a zombie before he got on and is pretending to be gay, but then he's also turning zombie.
The gay
But that would
zombie.
have been
So-
really tough as an actor for him because
Yeah.
you're like,
Range.
right.
Now, which was the more impressive scope of an acting career for you? Is it Cuba Gooding Jr. who got nominated? Did he win for Jerry Maguire? Show Me the Money? I don't think he did.
Show me the money.
Okay, or is it Omar Gooding hosting Wild and Crazy Kids on Nickelodeon?
Oh,
Because-
Omar Gooding.
Yeah,
yeah.
Omar Gooding.
because Cuba Gooding was in Snow Dogs, was he not?
Well, that's a major
kind of-
factor, and
Yeah.
not for anything, but
Right? I mean, that's
Wild
my thing.
and
Like,
Crazy Kids was pretty wild and crazy.
That's true.
that was my
I'm just
childhood right
basing
there.
it. I'm just giving the win to whichever brother was not in Snow Dogs, or oh God, who was he in that gay cruise movie with Horatio Sands?
Yes.
It's like the least likely to be gay man on the planet. I think would be Horatio Sands.
Awesome Shit Ninja! Go!
Let's just talk real quick. Pajamas and Katanas. Let's talk about the magic of
The magic.
Katanas and the zombie apocalypse.
I agree.
What would be your ultimate weapon for the zombie apocalypse? And what wouldn't be your weapon and why?
Well, I think that going back to what you said before, I think that most people would make the mistake of carrying some kind of sidearm or some kind of rifle, something that fires, because it's romanticized. You know, oh, zombie movie, somebody's got a sawed-off shotgun. I've fired a couple of guns in my life. I'm not carrying a gun because I'm not proficient. I think if you're not proficient in firing a firearm, carrying some kind of firearm would be the dumbest fucking thing you could do. You'd look cool until you were eaten alive. So I think you've got to go with some kind of either very blunt light instrument or bladed light instrument. But the blade has to be real sharp because like Sultan, you said before, if you've got a dull blade, it's just going to bury itself and lodge itself in the zombie. You're not going to get it back out, and there you go. You've got one shot. So I think you need a very, if you can't get a very, very crisp blade, I would go with just a light, as light of a blunt instrument as I could possibly find.
Right. Sultan.
Yeah, I mean,
Croquet mallet?
Was this Shaun of the
Just a
Dead?
croquet mallet, yeah.
honestly, I think traveling light is the biggest issue. I think the bigger challenge is not only humans versus zombie interaction, but humans versus humans. How do you know who to trust and who not to trust?
Right.
So, I mean, in my opinion, I seriously think the humans are actually more dangerous than the zombies themselves. Because zombies, you know what's coming at you, kind of.
Right.
With the human, they could lie to you, they could sell you out, you'd be a slave of some sort to some powerful...
That's really antisocial of you.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
you could end up being West's ass slave. Not even.
You could
not
be
even
my,
realize it until it's too late.
Yeah, man. You could be my Gimp Channing Tatum. You could be my This Is the End Channing Tatum.
Bring out the GIMP.
I love him.
Touching on what you said, West, and what you said, Sultan, I think it's absolutely necessary to have a firearm. Because for close quarters, as a backup, even if you're not proficient with it, there's no laws or anything. You don't have to go to a shooting range or own a ton of property to practice. Find a house with a basement, put on a set of headphones, and just shoot at a wall.
Now, if you were me, which I'm pretty sure you're happy or not, but if you were me, right, if you were me, and you needed in a zombie apocalypse the easiest, if you happened upon a cache of firearms, perfect ideal world. If you were to break into a gun store, for example, and you needed that one firearm that was the easiest to become semi-proficient at, what would you suggest?
I would say if you're going for a rifle, which is going to help you with hunting, you're going to be able to fit more ammo. With shotguns, you're very limited with how much ammo you can put in there. As you travel from state to state, you can pick up bigger and bigger clips to the point of where you have drum magazines that hold hundreds of rounds. I would say any 22 rifle that can accept a large clip would be your easiest to get proficient at. There's not much kick. There's one box of 22 can have like 500 rounds in it. So that's kind of what you're looking at with that.
Sultan, would you back him up on that? Would you say 22 is the way to go, or do you have another option?
You know,
or maybe give us
long guns are.
Okay.
I think long guns could be a little bit tough to handle, because what if the zombie's right up in your face? You can't aim the gun right
Well,
that's-
no, you have to understand
that's
the
nice thing about the
22 is your
22
A
because-
button, but your scythe is your B button.
Well,
And it's like Legend of Zelda. You
not
can
only
just
that,
interchange the both of them.
The 22 is one of the few rounds where you can have it in a long rifle, but you can also have it in a pistol. So you'd be shooting a 22 pistol and have a 22 long rifle. You have one source of ammo for the two guns. That's another reason why I would pick that, because you can choose back and forth. Okay, I've got my pistol for close quarters, I got my rifle for long distance, and I have one source of ammo. I don't need to worry about having different ones. If I need more for one task, I have it. And then you're going to have either a blunt force trauma weapon like a baseball bat or a 2x4 or a lead pipe or something like that. Or if you're any good with a bladed weapon, I mean, just in general, if you're on your own, it's good to have an axe or it's good to have a machete, just to fell trees, cut branches, start fires, things like that.
Fair enough. So this is the audience interaction part of the show. What weapon would you use if you were faced with a zombie apocalypse? You can hit us up at AwesomeShit.Ninja@gmail.com, or you can leave a message on our Facebook page at AwesomeShit.Ninja on Facebook. Best response, 2 weeks from now, we'll read it live on the air.
Yeah.
Sound good to you?
That works.
So hit us up on Facebook, Awesome Shit Ninja, or AwesomeShitNinja@gmail.com. What weapon would be your weapon of choice in a zombie apocalypse and why? Best response we'll read on the air, and fuck it, if you're a dumbass, we'll read your response too. And
Yes.
we'll mock you.
Especially if you talk about how katanas are magical and amazing.
Oh, yeah.
They're cool, but if you don't know how to use a fucking sword and you try swinging it and you cut off your leg, that's your own goddamn fault.
True story. Let's talk right now a little bit about AwesomeShit.Ninja itself. Right now, if you had to pick one review that's on the website, Captain, that everybody should read, what's the one review that's up right now that people should be reading?
Let's talk about the Shia LaBeouf
Oh, God.
video.
Best thing I've seen in
Shia
so
LaBeouf.
long.
Where they actually get into how he's a secret cannibal,
He's an
stalking people, and he's in the video.
Actual cannibal
he's
Shia
in the video,
LaBeouf.
so obviously he endorses this because it's for real.
Because
Obviously,
he's
the
a-
ending was
because he's a
changed little
cannibal.
bit, but yeah.
I think it's because he's a cannibal.
Well, that only makes sense as to why he would wear paper bags to film festival reasons, because he has the shakes going on from eating too much human flesh. He's got blood on his face. He may not be done with his liver dinner. Who knows? Who knows? He's the Hannibal Lecter of our time, who's also in Transformers.
Just made myself gag a little bit, which, trust me, Sultan, I haven't done in like a decade. My article of the week is the AwesomeShit.Ninja 2014 League of Legends World's Final Preview between Samsung Galaxy White, who ended up defeating Starhorn Royal Club 3-1. And the reason why I say that is because a week before the finals, we gave you a 3-1 prediction. Dead on, 3-1 Samsung White over Starhorn Royal Club, which
Suck
means
it.
that we were right, and all you so-called experts that actually have websites fully dedicated to League of Legends and follow it all year were dead wrong. So,
Let's just rephrase this. We were right,
and you were
and you were wrong. And this is AwesomeShit.Ninja.
absolutely.
And we just shit all over you.
That's it. We shit all over you. If we had our ninja symbols on this podcast, you get Ninja Unenjoyable with no throwing stars. Why? Because you fucking suck.
You fucking suck. And
That's
you
why.
do that, and you've covered League of Legends for a living. We watched it for like 2 seconds. And we're like, it's going to be 3-1. And there it was.
That's it.
So check back in a couple of weeks when you're ready to bet on the Super Bowl. We'll give you that. Actually, no, we won't. No, we're not going to do that.
No, we'll
'Cause,
lose
yeah.
all the money that we're betting on.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is what we're going to do to close out the show for today. Each of us, the Sultan, the Captain, and myself, are going to give you our awesome shit of the week. It could be anything. It could be a person you know. It could be a thing you saw on TV or a commercial or a song, a band, anything. Could be any awesome shit. As long as it's awesome and it's worthy of being shouted out, it's our personal awesome shit of the week. So whichever one of you guys wants to jump in first, what is your one awesome shit of the week?
Okay, I'm gonna totally blow your minds right now. Zatoichi. It is
What?
a Japanese samurai flick that started in the 60s up until the late 1980s.
Can you give us the name? Give us the name again.
Have Zatoichi.
Okay.
Zatoichi. It's all Japanese. It's about an ex-Yakuza who also happens to be blind since age 5 and is an expert swordsman. And there are a ton of episodes. They just did a reboot in 2010. Watch the originals. Totally badass. You'll see a blind dude kick some ass. Very cool shit. You've never seen a blind dude like this before.
And he's never seen you either.
And he's never seen you either.
Yes.
So check that shit out. As far as I know, Netflix sucks and doesn't have it. You have to YouTube this shit. There is a YouTube channel called Solomon Kane. Check it out. And they've got all the films on there. And they're subtitled.
Cool. Sultan, you got anything in particular you think is your awesome shit of the week?
Awesome shit of the week. Well, this week I decided to revisit a Tromaville.
Trauma is always a very good choice.
It's awesome. It's shit. And it's awesome.
Yeah. There you go.
I was watching the whole Toxic Avenger series, all 1 to 4. Let me tell you, it was awesome, and then it turned to shit.
About where in the series, the Toxic Avenger series, do you go from awesome to shit? Because 1 was awesome.
1 was awesome.
And 4 was shit.
4 was so shit.
Was it 2 or 3 that really started to turn?
You know what? 2 was good because it was not gimmicky. It was still fresh. But I think when it hit 3 with the whole Toxie versus the Devil, it was just... No.
Okay, so we got a solid 2 Toxic Avenger movies out before it really turned to shit.
Yeah, basically.
Cool. All right, I'm going to give you for my awesome shit of the week. Let's see, we've got TV. Let me go in a different direction. I am going to give you... screw it. Have you seen this IKEA Halloween commercial?
Yes.
I kind of dig it. It's this IKEA Halloween commercial made by IKEA Singapore, and it's a total parody of Danny riding his tricycle through the Overlook Hotel in The Shining. And there's all little Easter egg shout-outs in it, like there's a crimson-colored carpet on the floor, and on the wall above it, they wrote red rug in crayon. It's like red rug. And then there's he passes by like the gold room where the old music is playing, and a very cool commercial. It's about a minute and a half, and it kind of just is IKEA making fun of itself about how like it's one never-ending hallway of just wanting to kill yourself to shop there. I don't think that's what they were going for, but that's what I got. So anyway, it's a pretty cool commercial. You can find it on YouTube. IKEA Singapore's The Shining Halloween video. Now, I guess we've got, how far are we away from an hour there, Captain?
Oh, we're about
8 minutes away?
Yeah, 15 minutes away.
All right, so sweet. Here's what we're going to do. For the last couple of minutes of the show, in honor of Halloween, kind of doing this on the fly, I thought this would be a cool idea. Rumor has it that they are green-lighting Ghostbusters 3 with an all-female ghost-busting cast. Now,
I've heard this, and supposedly it's been confirmed by Bill Murray.
Yeah, whether or not you agree with it or disagree with it, I want to know what one female you want to see, or 2 females you want to see in the reboot of Ghostbusters.
Kate Beckinsale, because she's badass and she kills vampires.
Yeah, I'm cool with Beckinsale. I want to see, like Kristen Wiig has been rumored, Melissa McCarthy has been rumored. I don't want to rehash that. I want to see from Up in the Air, from Pitch Perfect. I want to see Anna Kendrick in there playing the Rick Moranis part. I think she'd be pretty cool. I like Anna Kendrick. She's funny. She's good looking. She's talented.
Katie
Put her
Morgan.
in there. I'm sorry?
Katie Morgan.
Okay.
And Ron Jeremy.
Like, okay, I'll roll with you on this.
I'll back you up on that one. He was in the first Ghostbusters. He's got to be in it again.
That's it. He could reprise his role as the new Slimer.
Oh, gross.
Oh, God.
He would do all his own stunts.
He doesn't have to be dead.
How much would you pay for an IMAX 3D ticket of watching Ron Jeremy slime Salma Hayek?
I would wait for it to come out on DVD, I'll be honest with you. I'll Netflix that, maybe.
Netflix that.
Oh my!
I can't even speak right now. We're ending the show gross, which is exactly where I wanted to go. I said, you know what? After about 52, 53 minutes of this, I just want to be really gross. Next week on this podcast, we're going to talk about why Elvis sucks now.
Let me.
Don't save it. Save it.
Save it for next week.
Save it. I know you don't agree with me. You don't agree with me.
First topic of next week will be Elvis.
Okay. We'll also have a great game of Who Said It, Mahatma Gandhi or Justin Bieber. Harder than you think. And we'll give you next week's Awesome Shit of the Week. We'll also talk about Bukkake the card game. Is it as gross as it sounds? Probably. But for now, this has been the Sultan, the Captain, and your boy West. Pajamas and Katanas, Week 1. We'll see you next week.
This has been an Awesome Shit.Ninja podcast with your hosts, West and the Captain. Special guest, the Sultan. Tune in next week for another Awesome Shit Ninjas, Pajamas, and Katanas.